It says gooning at its most basic definition means acting completely uninhibited while you masturbate or perform pleasure. I've never heard that term.
What are we doing? No, we have to start the podcast. We have to start the... Welcome everybody to Bad Potato Salad, the show where Michael Travers and I learn new words, apparently, where we judge random internet strangers. If it's your first time here, welcome to the show. Mike and I are professional comedians. We travel around the country professionally. Mike heard a new term that he's never heard before, and he wanted to Google that today. Yeah. I don't recommend doing that. Gen Z terms are Gen Z terms for a reason. You're not Gen Z, you don't need to know them. There you go. Let's crack the bottle. Let's go. Here's what happens. Our beautiful wives read us two headlines they find across Reddit. Mike and I choose which one we think will be the funniest to blind react to based off the headline alone, and then we blind react to it. This is our second show of the night. We've been drinking. You're welcome. Have fun with us. Who's my co-host? Mike Travers.
Here we are. Let's get it going.
Let's get
a little bit of March Madness. Will it be April? I don't know.
It'll probably be April.
It'll be April. April Madness.
April Madness.
April Madness.
Who reads us those stories? Well, that would be our beautiful wives, Ken and Alana. Ken and Alana, say hi.
Hello.
Hello. And if you're here right now, please rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available. It would mean the world to us. Also, as an added bonus, what we've been trying to say is if you have a story that you want to tell, we would love to hear it. So you can DM us on Instagram. You can find us on any of our social media platforms. Send us your story. We'd love to read it on air. You can change the names. You can make something up. We don't care. But that's how we operate here. We're so glad you're here. Podcast is growing, and you are part of the Bad Potato Salad family. Kendall.
Why didn't I get more wine?
Tip off.
Oh, that was your fault.
That was my fault. Okay.
You're an idiot.
All right. That's true. Okay.
Haven't seen a waiter down here.
Yeah. There's no service down here. There's no waiter down here in my basement.
Our service sucks.
Wait, I think Cornelia's trying to come in.
Oh, did she bring my wine? That's really the thing we need to know.
Meow.
Give us two stories.
Am I the asshole for drugging my cousin's wife at a family barbecue?
Jeez.
Or am I the asshole for kicking my sister out after she refused to follow one simple rule?
I mean, the obvious choice is drugging because I want to know what the drug was.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You don't roofle in your cousin. You know what I mean? Like that's a...
Don't.
Not anymore. Not after that. Not after that family picnic. I don't care. You pick.
I think I want to do the drugging one for sure. Real quick. Tell us about these cousin druggers.
I love the cousin druggers. Am I the asshole for drugging my cousin's wife at a family barbecue?
Oh, his cousin's wife. I thought it was his cousin. Okay, I misheard you.
Cousin's wife. My aunt hosted a family barbecue yesterday. She has one of those frozen margarita machines that comes out for every party, and we were all having fun, drinking margs, eating food, and catching up.
You know, my Aunt Jimmy Buffett.
I get so confused when there's like multiple layers of like my cousin's wife.
It's an aunt's barbecue. Cousin's there. Cousin's wife is there.
I'm 100% bringing a whiteboard.
Yeah, we need a whiteboard
we can, map it all out. All right. So I excused myself to have a smoke, and my cousin's wife, Jessica, said she would join me. She asked to bum a smoke, and I said sure, but I let her know that they weren't tobacco. They were hemp. And I asked her if she was fine with that, and she said she only smokes when she's drunk anyways, and that it was fine. At this point, I had switched to water because I was feeling pretty tipsy and still had to drive home later. Jessica, on the other hand, was going hard on the frozen margs. He said, I'm not one to count drinks, but her glass was never empty.
Nice.
This is where things got messy. Jessica, clearly drunk at this point, ended up falling into the pool. Full dress, makeup, phone, everything. I ran over to help pull her out, but once she was out, she started freaking out on me. She started yelling that I had drugged her and that's why she fell in the pool.
That's hilarious.
It turned into a huge scene and everybody ran over and Jessica was bawling and screaming that I'd given her a weed cigarette and she didn't realize it until it hit her and that she's been stoned ever since. My whole family was staring at me, and while I tried to explain that it was definitely not weed, it's a hemp cigarette that I bought on Amazon, I pulled out the pack and showed everybody where it says 0% THC. I told Jess...
You can't get high on hemp.
No, you can't.
No,
So why was you even smoking it then?
Well, It'll relax you.
Relax.
Yeah, it relaxes you.
So it's like CBD?
It's like CBD.
Oh,
It's more along those lines.
So it's like, so when he said cigarette, like, would it be somebody smokers like a vape pen?
Yeah,
then?
it's like he like rolled it. You can roll up hemp like tobacco or weed.
All right.
Yeah,
So-
it just doesn't get you high. It gets you
relax
just chill.
you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like, have you, you don't smoke. Have you ever smoked a cigarette ever?
Yeah.
Okay, like have you smoked it when you're drunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like sometimes you smoke a cigarette, it gives you like a little bit of like a head buzz.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
I think that hemp
It's like
would
a
do the
rush,
same thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But like just for a minute. It's definitely not a
Might have been the 12
long-lasting-
margaritas. She had.
Probably.
One margarita, she'll be spreading. Give her one more.
Right? Okay, so I told Jessica, I'm really sorry you fell in the pool, but it's most likely because she's been drinking all day and not because of the hemp cigarette I gave her 3 hours ago.
Oh, 3 hours ago? That's hilarious.
Then,
Yeah.
in a very classy moment, Jessica threw a margarita in my face. My uncle tells her and my cousins that they need to leave, and she said she was going to call the cops and press charges.
She's like, give me the keys.
My cousin just apologized and said Jessica's going through a tough time, and he'll make sure she calms down. So I thought that was
She's addicted to hemp. She's going through a hemp addiction.
Yeah, she's
right
been
now.
off it for 6 days. Well, 1 day now.
She's strung out on hemp. It's a thing.
So I thought that was that, but when I told my friend what happened, she said, I don't think she should have thrown her drink at you, but you gave somebody a hemp cigarette when they were already drunk, which is kind of sketchy. Now I'm wondering, I did tell her it was hemp. It does not have any THC in it, but maybe I should have just said no. Was I the asshole here? It's just a cigarette I gave her. It's sold on Amazon. It's not like it's weed or illegal.
Right.
Am I the asshole?
No, to be fair, even if he would have just given her a regular cigarette, that's still a drug.
Right. And all she did was fall in the pool. Like why was she even that,
I don't know, because she blamed it on him after she had 75 margaritas.
She got.
So what? You fell in you were at a party. It was the end of the night. You fell in the pool.
Well, it wasn't her family. She married into the family, so she might have been embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like she was like, yeah.
Well, she should be embarrassed. She fell in the pool because she got too
It's
drunk.
also fair.
Yeah.
It's also fair.
Look, I've made plenty of drunken mistakes in my life.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite,
My favorite drunken mistake?
or like your most memorable?
It's a good question.
It is a good question. There's been a lot.
There's a lot.
No, I recalled the other night we were driving down East Carson Street.
The other night.
No, it didn't happen the other night. I remembered the other night.
Okay. All right.
We were driving back from the birthday party we went to on Friday night, and we were driving down East Carson Street, and I remembered one time Mike and I were working at a restaurant in the city, and my friends and I would go out after work, and he would so lovingly stay and not drink and drive us home. And we were
I
driving.
didn't have to work till 4 a.m. the next day. So
Yeah, he got like no
I
sleep.
wouldn't-
What's 2 a.m.?
yeah.
He's not wrong.
I wish it
But I
was.
remember we were driving down the street, and we had to stop and pull over
Oh yeah.
so
you
I could throw up.
Yeah.
If
And
only
my-
it was that easy.
And then I fell out of the car.
Oh my god.
Fell out of the car. I'm like, this is a moment you're having here.
I think mine would be like I got drunk in college one time, and because it was $1 Long Island iced teas, $2, $2, and they were overpriced. Those are strong. They were over. It was disgusting. But
That
I was
should be
21.
illegal.
Yeah, it should be. That bar's closed down now. It probably was illegal.
Yeah.
And I remember like. Because you know how I get drunk. I get real fun and then I get real sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
And I got real fun for like 20 minutes. And we walked back up to my house. It was right across the street from the bar. Like we didn't have to drive anywhere. I walked to my house. My roommate didn't go out that night. I lay down on the couch and I said, don't let me die. Like, I looked him right in the face like, whatever you do, don't let me die tonight.
Don't let me die.
And he didn't. I'm still here.
I'm sure I've had worse
Oh, I know
things, but
Alana's.
that was the first. Oh, tell us.
Our first date ever. Probably. Right? Our first date
Stop.
ever.
Did you get so drunk?
Yeah, it was actually the only time in my life I've ever blacked out.
Tell him what happened. I don't look like a bad person,
Tell
Alana.
us.
I invited him to the Pirates home opener, so it's been almost 10 years now. Next month,
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
Feels like 11.
And with like my group of friends, and we were playing beer pong in one of the lots, and I
Flip
didn't
cup, but it's fine.
flip cup, and I didn't want to bloat from drinking beer, so I decided to play it with tequila.
Good thinking.
And it wasn't good tequila. It was like whatever cheap tequila was being used that day. And I blacked out.
Yeah.
Threw up a lot before we went into the game.
I love that.
Then she had a
In
hot dog
porta
at the
potty.
game.
I've never blacked out before. That was the only time I've ever blacked out.
Real quick, we were one night. We were been drinking all night. Like another one of our comic friends was in. He was staying with us. Or another friend came. There was like not a party, but like a makeshift party. It ended up people were racing, like foot racing down like Grandview, like just like one of those nights where it was just chaos all night long. And
it
the
was
next
so
morning,
fun.
Kendall was like, "What happened last night?" Didn't remember. Like she was the flag girl for the races. She was like in
Ladies
a
and
race.
gentlemen, start your
all
feet.
these things, and then the next day she's like, "I don't even remember walking up there."
To be fair, after you told me and I saw the pictures, it all came back, but you're not wrong.
Yeah,
I
when
was
you're
like,
there. Yeah.
I was like, what did we do last
For
night?
sure.
He's like, we were up on the main road in Pittsburgh racing people
For
It's like,
hours.
it's like the cold open of The Office where Michael Scott's running down like he's
Yeah,
trying to beat
yeah.
the speedometer.
Yes.
And then a car goes past like 37. That's my new speed.
That's it. That's it. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
It was
Wait, what was your drunken moment? Like,
you know,
most
I've
drunken
never been I've never blacked out.
no.
moment? I don't think
No.
I've ever blacked out either.
I'm definitely more of a drug guy.
We have a good friend that like when we used to go out a bunch when we were younger, and we would go out to all these bars, and all of a sudden she would just be like, "I'm sleepy."
yeah.
Just sleep at the bar.
She would
Sleep
just-
right there.
She would just close her eyes and somehow be asleep.
Absolutely, yeah. I've been there, yeah, for sure. You know, like if I had two drinks at dinner anymore, I'm like, it's time for
Yeah,
bed.
2 drinks were like, ugh.
Yeah,
That's enough.
I just know Kendall's getting hammered, so I know that I probably
be
need to stay a
responsible.
little bit. Yeah.
That's fair.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah, that's called love,
It is called love.
huh?
I don't like to not know what I'm doing.
Well,
Hey.
some of the things we do, it's better if you.
Not
Ready?
the asshole.
No.
To be fair, sorry, we have ADD too.
Yeah.
Not the asshole. I don't think
A hemp cigarette,
Yeah.
3 hours had nothing to do with it.
you
No.
fell in a pool.
Yeah.
Hemp
And good
cigarette
for
makes
you.
you dizzy for like 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Also, you got hammered at a family party, fell in the pool. They're gonna love you now.
That's so
That's
fun.
the other
That
thing
was
too
a
is
fun
like
time.
who gets that drunk at a family function? Was her aunt, the aunt, this is Jimmy Buffett with the fucking the margarita maker? If she'd have been like Jesus, she could have walked in that water, but she didn't. She fell right in.
She fell in. It was
fell
her
in.
fault.
Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Are we ready for another one? The next two. Am I the asshole for sending my friend a screenshot of her boyfriend hitting on me?
Ooh, probably not.
Or am I the asshole for not wanting to pay $100,000 for a wedding for my daughter that the groom's parents want?
I think weddings are overpriced to begin with.
Agreed.
100,000 sounds like a bargain, and I love a princess wedding.
Yeah, Mike's a big princess wedding guy. I forgot about that. I will say I'm good with the screenshot one because I just
Yeah,
want to
let's
know
do that.
what
Yeah.
it said. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a big wedding guy.
Okay.
No?
I mean, I've had two, I guess, but
You've had more than anybody else in this room. Not a big wedding guy.
that's
I've
true.
hogged
Hey.
them all over here.
Hey.
Yeah.
I've had twice as many as you guys.
You just wait to see what you don't even know my end game. You don't know what I'm capable of.
That's true. You're on pace. You're on pace for the same pace as I
Yeah.
was.
Do you wanna have a
When was your
third?
first divorce?
It was your first divorce.
I guess that was the wrong way
Well,
to
I
say
never-
that.
Wait,
Well,
do you know
I
what's
never
really
got-
funny
I
about
never
that?
got divorced.
Wait, can I tell this story? This is actually kind of
Yeah,
spooky.
yeah.
So Mike was separated long before I ever met him, but they didn't get like
That's what
officially
they
divorced.
say. That's what they say.
Yeah.
I'm friends with his ex. It's
I'm
the
friends
truth.
with the monster.
So they were separated for a very, very long time, and we were dating, engaged for like years, like 7 or 8 years, maybe.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah.
So by the time we
Like
just
living together. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Like, we were in a very
sin,
serious
in
relationship.
sin, yeah.
right.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we met in 2007-ish, and we got married in 2014.
Okay.
When we had to get our marriage license, it literally was like whoever like my wedding planner was like, oh, like you need to prove that he has divorce paperwork. And then I call his ex-wife because we are very good friends, and I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
we have to. Do you have this divorce paperwork? And she was like, I don't know. And so we had to. It was like never actually filed.
Yeah, it had never been finalized.
So
we
his-
just had to get it finalized.
Wait, this
like,
is so literally it says like that their divorce was like 3 days before our wedding.
That's
so the official
hilarious.
paperwork was
The
done
official-
like as we were like driving down the
Oh,
Hilton
yeah.
Head.
We were
So had
on our way- oh, yeah.
destination wedding.
God.
So as we were doing
Different state.
Kane was married. Our friend was marrying us. So
Yeah.
it would have.
Sure.
But it was
That's
just so
actually
funny.
That's
She,
really
when I
funny.
called her, I was like, "Hey, do you have this?" And she was like, "You know what?
And to do it fast.
I
costs-
don't know."
Like to get that last. It
Yeah.
costs so much money too.
And it was
And you're like, is this even worth it?
Yeah. So I have 2 wives now. Long story short.
Sister wives. Could you guys get married too? Go ahead, give us this story.
Sorry.
That's actually hilarious. I
think
I do like the little tidbits. I like the little
I
tidbits.
think it's
in
funny
here.
we
Yeah.
had to pull it out the other day for our son needed. I have no idea. I don't know. Whatever. Or maybe his ex needed it for something to prove something.
Oh, to get
Something. But I was just laughing. I was like, it's so funny that it's like literally 3 days before we got
That
married.
is so funny.
It's crazy. All right. Am I the asshole for sending my friend a screenshot of her boyfriend hitting on me? So I, 20 female, have a close friend who's been dating a guy for about a year. From the outside, they look like the perfect couple. She talks about marrying him. He's super affectionate in public, and they seem really solid.
Okay.
The problem is, behind the scenes, he's not who she thinks he is.
Ooh.
A few weeks ago, he DM'd me out of nowhere. At first, it was a simple compliment like, "You looked really good at that party." I brushed it off, but then it escalated. And he said things like, "If I wasn't with her, I'd be all over you." And
Nah, you can't.
This is he sent it to her friend.
yeah.
Wow.
And we don't have to tell anyone. I was in shock. I never flirted with him or gave him any reason for this. I screenshot the messages and sat on it for a few days, unsure of what to do.
Sat on what? Sorry. That's my fault. That might be my fault.
Part of me didn't want to be the one to break her heart, especially since I knew she would be devastated. But in the end, I decided she deserved to know. So I sent her the screenshot with a short message like, "I'm so sorry, but I can't stay quiet about this." She left me on read for a whole day. Then she replied with, "Thanks for letting me know," and that's it. And she hasn't spoken to me since.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, she's handling it the right way because that's where the problem is. The friend, you know, trying to seduce her boyfriend like that.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
you look so good at that party. Maybe you
Yeah.
should have looked worse at that party.
Wow.
So now I'm being ghosted by someone I do really care about, and mutual friends say she's processing, and I should have just told him off instead of involving her.
No.
But I feel like I did the right thing. She's the one in the relationship. She had the right to know. So am I the asshole for sending her the screenshot of her boyfriend hitting on me, even if it destroyed our
No.
friendship?
Fast forward 2 years from now, she'll get a text or a call saying, "You were right. I'm so sorry."
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
like I should have listened to you. I should have, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would be a terrible. Because put it in her perspective. If she would not have said anything to her friend,
She'd be the
and
asshole.
then her
Later,
friend,
yep.
but then her
Right.
friend was like, "He did this to you. Like, why didn't you tell
Yep.
me? Like, I could have avoided this heartbreak."
Yeah.
And now that she did tell her, she's like, she doesn't want to believe it because she's in denial or whatever. But like, there's Kyles everywhere. You don't need to. You don't need to stick with this
Kyles
one. You know what I
everywhere.
mean? Like, I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's if he has the audacity to text her friend or
I'd be like,
DM her
don't.
friend
No
that.
one has to know.
Yeah.
He's also
Don't
probably
tell.
doing it to somebody else. Mike and I
For
just
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. He's not starting with his girlfriend's best
No.
friend.
Is
You
it her
don't-
best? It was her best friend too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't start there
you
because she's
start-
absolutely gonna.
You
tell.
start with like a friend on the outside, like one that you're like they're friends, but she's not.
Yeah.
You
How
know,
about someone
yeah.
you don't know?
Right.
fringe friends.
we've been watching
Wait. Okay, go ahead.
Temptation Island
Oh, okay.
on Netflix. And we watch it because we know it's completely unhinged, but the premise is that like you go
Love
there as couples and you split up for a certain amount of time, and then the girls are
Anxiety.
Wild.
no, it's insane.
Oh, it's way worse than you can
It's
imagine.
such a dumb idea. But so the
It's
girls
fascinating
go
television.
to like a villa with like 15 dudes that are trying to date them, and the guys go to a villa with like 15 girls that are trying to date them.
Where's this place?
yeah.
Hawaii. But
It's
what's
called heaven.
interesting about the whole thing is that the guys are so, not all of them, most of them are so like these girls are hitting on them and they're clearly trying to make them break up with their girlfriends. That's like the point of the show.
Right.
And then when they go to these confessionals, they're just like, I mean, maybe I just need something else.
And
And then
guys
they
are quick.
and then they cheat on their girlfriends.
That's guys.
And then they go to like the thing to talk to their girlfriend,
Sure.
and they're like, "I just made a mistake, baby. It's like not that big
Oh,
of a
yeah.
deal."
The one guy, real quick, the one guy sleeps with 2 girls. He has a threesome.
Oh, he's a threesome in his
and
shower.
then justifies it by saying,
When am I going to get
me
the
and
chance?
you
No.
have a one-on-one
Yes,
thing.
I had to get this
That's
out of.
why I was with
Yep.
2, because we don't have that. Like,
So this reminds me of that
Yeah.
because it's like what happens is his girlfriend's going to be mad at the friend for telling her
Yeah.
sure.
when she should be mad at the dude.
Right.
And
it's easier.
It's such a mind fuck because like she should be like, "Oh my god, you texted my friend. This is over."
Yeah.
But I think that so many of these girls are conditioned to think that's like all they can
it's
get.
one of those things too. It's like a lot of guys, most guys, and this one. What's so funny is I had a friend who was in therapy. And he told me this. He said his therapist told him like a lot of guys are always looking for the next best thing.
Yeah.
So when they have something,
that's definitely me. Yeah.
I already found the best thing.
Mike's
so I
still
don't need
looking.
to
Yeah,
look
thank
at that.
you.
It's sweet. But like a lot of guys are looking for the next best thing, right? So like whenever they're in a relationship, they're looking to how can I do better? How can I do this? And so like it's gross, but like that's the thing. Like that's what this girl is experiencing, and instead of facing it head on, be like, hey, maybe I'm in a relationship with a piece of shit,
Yeah.
like, and I need to get out of it. She's like, what's easier is just getting a new best friend.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like, and it's just so wool over her eyes right now. She can't see the wolf is right in front of her, and the moment that it's going to happen, Mike's 100% right. She's going to look back on this in a year or two,
Yeah.
and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
he'll
I'm
catch
so
him cheat.
sorry that like he cheated on me. Like you were right. I should have listened to you. But by that point, like,
Yeah.
why even be friends with that girl anymore? Like if you're that girl that texted like, hey, here's proof that your boyfriend's cheating on you, and she doesn't want to believe you, she's already choosing him over you. She will choose every relationship over this friend, and that's not a friendship that you want to have.
Well, and and the only thing I disagree, the guys aren't even looking for the next best thing. They're just looking for the next thing. You know what I mean? Like he's just
Yeah.
throwing out feelers everywhere. He's not like so smitten with this one.
Yeah, you don't start
that he
with your
had.
best
Right.
friend's
Yeah,
girlfriend.
he's just throwing a million lines out in the water. Yeah, guys are just again not us.
Yeah,
No.
we're good people.
It's and not every guy, but there's a lot
A lot of them, yeah, a lot
No,
of them.
but I think that's the thing is I get frustrated seeing people like women like dealing with men that don't deserve them and that they don't deserve to be treated that way.
No, for sure, right?
And then they just are like, well, this like might be the best thing I
They
can
just
get.
become
It's easy,
apologists
yeah,
for
it's-
I'm
that.
like,
yeah.
you're stop it.
Right.
Like, but it's hard to see when you're in it. I
Oh,
guess.
it's way hard to see when you're in it. Yeah,
I still haven't figured it out.
You will.
I
you
will.
will.
Eventually, I'll find the man that's
You
right
will.
for me.
It's hard when you're in it. You don't have that clarity when you're in it. It's hard.
No, it's true.
Are we ready for another one?
Bring it.
All right.
There we go.
Am I the asshole for holding on to my niece's belongings until my things were returned?
Okay.
Or, this one's long. Am I the asshole for donating 20 explicit romance novels to my judgmental neighbor's church book drive after she called me desperate for reading them?
Hold on.
That's funny.
Yeah, the pettiness in that one is great.
I know.
Oh my god! And by the way, I'm laughing real hard because Mike broke his mic and he hit himself in the face.
Myself in the face of the microphone. I didn't think it would come out. It came out.
Oh, I missed that. I just saw the microphone come out.
Conan that thing right out of
He
there.
hit himself in the face.
Yeah.
And I was sitting over trying to listen to you
I didn't
read
think I
the
was trying to
first
make a
stories. Oh God!
okay?
Listen, if you're not watching this on YouTube, you should be watching this on YouTube because
Yeah, I wish you would have had the shot on there though.
Oh, that's hilarious. I think the romance novels is probably the funnier one. Do you
Yeah.
agree or disagree?
Agreed.
Alana agrees,
Yeah.
and it's her birthday week.
Alana's birthday. Whoop, whoop.
48.
She's
50
gonna be
Shades
27.
of Grey. 27.
27.
Oh, to be 27.
27.
27.
Listen, I love being older.
Yeah, we don't have a choice.
That's
Yeah.
fair too. It's a privileged age,
It is.
and I get smarter
No.
and wealthier every year. So
Yeah, that's fair. You should make more money every year. You
I know.
don't have to learn new shit.
Okay.
Let's go.
Am I the asshole for donating 20 explicit romance novels to my judgmental neighbor's church book drive after she called me desperate for reading them.
She should have changed the name of them first. Like, this one's 50 Shades of Jesus.
50 Shades.
50 Shades of Judas, I guess it would be better.
So here's the deal. I, 29 female, love reading all kinds of novels, including romance novels. And yes, the spicy kind. I have a whole bookshelf of them in my dining room.
That's not a dining room material.
It's not really, but
I'm also in the HOA book club where we read like narrative nonfiction and memoirs and chewier fiction, like Taylor Jenkins Reid. I don't know it.
No, yeah, we're not.
I'm not a book
I
reader.
know who Taylor Jenkins Reid is because I read a book
Because you're
by
old
her.
and smart.
Are they chewy?
Yeah, what's
No,
that
she
mean?
I
wrote
don't know.
The
What is
Seven
Chewy?
Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which was a really good book, and it was very Taylor Swift coded, so I read it.
Oh, okay.
I should
Very
know.
chewy.
Okay. One night I hosted the book club in my dining room. Mostly people were like, oh my God, your library rocks. But this one neighbor, 45-ish, started making passive-aggressive comments about my romance novels. She actually used the word trashy, and I think even desperate. I laughed it off, but it really bothered me.
Yeah, desperate seems like a mean critique.
Yeah,
When
totally.
you're just reading the books, yeah.
Yeah. Fast forward more than a year because I am petty enough to remember this stuff.
Funny.
Love it.
Same neighbor organizes a charity book drive through her church. I don't think she made the flyers herself, but I read it carefully. And there were some things you couldn't donate, like encyclopedias, old travel books, and Harlequin novels.
I bet there's going to be another thing added to that list next year.
Yeah.
What's a Harlequin novel?
I don't
They
know.
were the old romance novels. They were like old school
Oh, okay.
ones.
Okay, that's what that means?
Yeah.
She put a note, Harlequin rack-sized novels from the 80s aren't aging all that well, so that exclusion didn't bother me. But it didn't say not to bring general romance.
Yeah, it was what they called like the whole. Yeah, Harlequin romance was like the original. Well, not original, but yeah, like romance novels.
Okay.
All under that umbrella.
So you know what I did? I donated 20 of the most explicit, campy romance novels to my shelves. Shirtless dukes, pirate captains, blue aliens, basically all the good stuff.
Blue alien.
And
No one's ever
donate-
jerked off to Avatar.
How do you, what do you
Don't
mean?
say no
What do you
one.
mean?
Also fair.
That's probably
Wait,
not
wait,
true
one-
statement.
also fair.
One or two.
And Shrek.
Yeah, two was hot.
So I donated them directly to her drive, and she was there when I dropped them off, and her expression was priceless.
That's
But now she's telling the book club that I'm immature and petty, and even hinting that I've tainted their church fundraiser. So a few people think what I did was hilarious, but others said I'm childish. I don't regret it, but am I the asshole for donating spicy romance novels out of spite?
No,
that's so funny.
Being petty is
Yeah,
so
I
fun.
like
Yeah.
to be petty.
Being petty is so fun. Like not forgetting something
Yeah.
for that long.
I don't forget.
And then no, you
stuff.
don't.
Do you
no,
do,
you don't.
really? Are you you can hold on to those kind of things?
In my head, I feel like I can be. I don't think I ever act on it. Do you?
No, but you harbor it for sure.
It's even better when you have that long like plan in your head, but you never
do.
like do it. But you have a
You
whole
plan
plan
it out
worked
like
out.
in the shower. You just like. That's
What
I
are
do.
you planning
I
in the
love
shower?
it. Honestly. A Harlequin
I'm kidding.
romance is a type of category romance, short, quick read novel focusing on a romantic relationship between a hero and a heroine with a guaranteed happy ending, often featuring glamorous settings and emotional intensity.
Okay, so exactly what it sounds like.
Sounds
yeah.
like, sounds like our relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like my mom used to order them or something. Like there was like
I guess like before the internet, you just had to jerk off to words. Like that's
shoot, I used to use a catalog.
that's probably
Yeah,
fair.
J.C. Penney catalog.
I didn't think that was
Yeah.
the one you were gonna go with.
Yeah.
That's all he had.
No, they had Playboy and stuff.
You had Sears.
Not
too.
yet.
You
Yeah.
had
I
Sears.
couldn't get Playboy when I was.
He had.
14.
He's like, it's serious. Like, you ever jerk off to a washer?
Yeah, they were jerking off. to
Playboy
that.
was not as readily available.
No.
Sears
then.
appliance.
It was so
Sears
bad back
appliance.
then. It was like when the swimsuit issue would come
Oh,
out.
right,
It was
yeah.
like a
That's as close you get.
oh my god.
Yeah.
That was like having a girl there.
It's like a girl.
After
there.
the Sears catalog, yeah, having a swimsuit.
That's
issue.
no. I'll
terrible.
tell you what. You had to have an imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
And not easy to have an imagination when you've never had the real thing.
That's
So you don't know what to have an imagination about.
That's really
I
funny.
mean, I'm just saying, like, how hard it
It
must
was-
have been.
No, it was hard all the
Okay,
time.
okay.
No,
How
it was.
diff-
It really was insane to
How
have that
difficult it must have been.
to have that sex drive and to have like
No.
maybe it's worse now because you have all the like the technology and you have the option.
Better for
But yeah, back then, yeah, like maybe you come across one in a book in the woods, that's rain
there was a
rain
troll.
damaged. Yeah, I
Wait,
swear
no,
to
Derek,
God.
that's a real thing.
No, I know it's a real thing. It's just funny when he's like, maybe you come
I
across
know.
a book in the woods.
50% of their guys from that in
Yeah.
that era,
So,
from like the
hold on.
40s and the 80s.
So Alana doesn't understand this. Like back then,
Yeah,
like what would
explain.
happen was guys would like leave like pornos
Playboys
and stuff
or
and
porn.
Playboys in the woods.
in like a cabin,
Yeah.
like not a real cabin, like a
Right,
fort,
right.
that like your friends would build. Thereuld be like a Playboy there.
that they
Well,
stole
they
from their
used to have
dad.
to
That they stole
build-
from their dad.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Build forts so they could go
So
jerk
you
off
could
in the
touch
woods.
your wiener.
So you
Yeah.
could not even. You could just see it, touch your wiener later, because you couldn't take the book because there was
Yeah,
It was a
it's property of the
community
it's
Playboy.
property of the forest. You got to check it out with
the
an
honor
elf.
code. Yeah, and then you would watch movies with like the squiggly lines in it,
Oh,
like
you
because you
did
didn't have
that.
cable to see a what's that?
Alana did that.
Yeah, to see like a boob. I'd step.
Oh, like HBO?
Yeah.
It's well,
Yeah, like
it'd be like Cinemax or something, or even like pay per view or something when like you didn't pay for it, but you'd have like the squiggly line. You'd see
Yeah.
like a boob after like
That's
3
crazy.
hours.
I remember,
My struggle was jerking off with dial up. You know how hard that is to load a video.
That's true.
Yeah, were you
Not
looking
easy.
at internet
Huh?
porn during dial-up?
Yeah, well, yeah, I was
Like
like
pictures.
13,
Wait, I'm not
14.
judging.
No,
I'm
I
asking
know.
genuinely
Yeah.
because that's
Yeah,
like
for
I
sure.
had dial-up, but like
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at
You had to do it on the family computer.
Wow.
And then
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
seriously, hearing the noise
Yeah.
still kind of gets me a little excited.
Erection right now. Yeah.
like that dial-up sound
That's
right
what
now.
the
No.
Sears catalog does the same thing for me. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was absolutely it was during dial up. That's when
So
I
interesting.
started like getting a general interest in you can't control it.
Oh, hold
Yeah.
on. We are not
Cannot.
saying
Well, I
like it's
felt
a
judged.
bad thing
I felt
at
judged.
all.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't understand what it's like to be an adolescent male.
If
It's
you were,
awesome.
Being a female, if you knew the mind of you'd be just in
Appalled.
fear. You would
Disgusted.
run for your life.
I mean, I'm
you'd be
appalled
disgusted
now.
in fear.
Yeah.
It would be like
You
what?
definitely wouldn't take us to prom.
Or maybe you would be like, you'd feel sorry. You'd be like, oh my god, that goes on constantly. You'd be like, yeah.
I mean, I
constantly.
watched like HBO, like Sex and the City, and like that like
Real sex.
show,
Oh, yeah.
like on low on my genuinely because I was like curious.
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
like,
yeah. Yeah.
Like
It's a normal
I don't know, learn or what,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah, real sex was unbelievable because you weren't seeing that or getting that. I mean, they were
yeah, it was
some
pretty
strange
insane.
things,
It
but
was
yeah.
pretty
Right.
insane.
Yeah, we were
most
like,
of them were insane. Yeah, most of them were.
I think the first thing that for me was like if you, like early in the morning or late at night they had the Girls Gone Wild infomercials,
Oh yeah,
and like that was like
yeah.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
enough.
that was
the
a thing,
infomercial
yeah.
was enough
For
you.
sure. I was like, I don't need to order this. I don't need to pay $9.99.
Yeah. That commercial will do just fine.
Yeah, I've been done for 2 commercials.
I'm in.
I'm clear head enough to cancel that order.
Wiping my stomach.
Ew.
On with the night.
Oh goodness gracious!
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Alana, stop judging
I
me.
know.
I can
It's just
feel
when
it.
you said wiping my
That
stomach.
was a joke.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
you got to do something with it,
It's
Lon.
funny.
I know.
Yeah, now we wipe your stuff. If we lose viewers over this episode, we deserve
I'm really
it.
sorry. Hey,
deserve
we're
it.
married.
We
It's
deserve
healthy.
it. I
It's
know.
fine.
It's fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Fine. I will not.
So
tell you.
funny. That's funny though. If you're not laughing at this episode, I can't help you.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna.
Stoey
We need a
looks-
QR code for therapy.
So he's trying to get out
Stoey
the door.
looks concerned.
Yeah, don't say her. Don't
Oh,
say her
there-
name. She's laying down.
Okay. All right.
Great episode. This is a great episode.
Okay. Am I the asshole? My parents expect us to
Hold
have
on. Did we ever say who was the asshole in that last story?
Oh, I don't know.
What was the story?
I forget.
The church. She
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Well,
no,
yeah,
yeah,
she's
no.
not that
Yeah,
we
because
didn't
we-
answer it.
We like Betty.
Yeah,
we
she's-
immediately said no.
Yeah, she's not the asshole.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, all right.
We need to have like a count of like asshole or not
Cha-ching.
asshole,
Yeah,
like up on the screen.
that's
Okay.
fair.
Am I the asshole? Our parents expect us to have a guest room made up for them.
Okay.
They mean consistently all the time. Okay. Or am I the asshole for being put off by my girlfriend duping my house key without my knowledge?
Interesting.
Dupers.
I will let Michael
Let's go with
choose.
the duper.
Okay.
The duper.
The key duper.
The key.
Unless you think
Wait, is this our last story too?
Yeah.
Wait,
This
did
is
we do
story
all
number
4?
4.
Yeah, we've done 4. Yeah,
Sorry,
this will be story
guys.
number 4. That's okay. That's
That
okay.
went so fast.
I know.
Duper. Unless
Alana's
you love
like-
the first one.
No. That's this. It's. I think it's an interesting conversation either way.
Okay.
Okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah, I read 2.
Okay. Am I the asshole for being put off by my girlfriend duping my house key without my knowledge? I'm 29 male. My girlfriend is 31 female. We've been together for a little under a year, 10 months specifically. He could have just said that.
That is a little under a year.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay. Things are great and she's really cool and really fun to be with. There hasn't been much to worry about and we really haven't had any arguments. For some context, she usually comes over to my place in the mornings because I work at nights right now.
Okay.
So normally she can just use the keypad to unlock the door because she has the temporary code. But right now it's broken.
Oh.
A couple of weeks ago, she asked if she could have my house key for the day because one of her clients' houses is nearby and she wanted to finish up some computer work after at my place instead of doing it in her car. I would be sleeping for work. I said, okay, fine. A day goes by. She hands me back my key. No worries. Now let's jump to a couple days ago. I see her pull up on my Ring camera and she has a key and she just lets herself in. I didn't say anything at first because I was thinking, oh, maybe I gave her the spare and I forgot. But it kept bothering me thinking about it. So eventually I came out and asked her if she has one of my keys. And she said, yes. And I said, was it a spare one? And she went quiet for a second. And then she said, no, I got one made to make things easier.
She said define spare.
It is now.
Yeah.
I immediately felt put off and I said, dude, that's crazy. And I explained to her why I found it weird and sneaky. And she said several times she apologized, but she ended each apology with a but type response. I would have asked you to get me one made, but it probably would have taken a while to get things done. That sort of thing. Am I being too harsh saying it's weird? Please share your thoughts.
So I'm indifferent about this. Obviously, she shouldn't have done it without his permission.
For sure.
But she had his keypad, and once the keypad's up and running, she has access
he
to his
does
house.
a temporary
That-
one.
but
though.
he has a. But
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm saying like once that's up and running again, like she has access to his house.
Yeah, but a temporary code means you can change it at any time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay.
if-
Yeah, I understand. I guess that makes sense.
That's a little dirty.
I didn't think about that because
Yeah.
like, he can change
Yeah.
that. He can't change
because
the
we
actual law.
have a keypad on our
Right.
house.
We give out our key readily.
Like a
so
business
I don't
card.
yeah, like I don't so I wouldn't have a problem with her having the key at all.
No.
But the problem is that the way
She
she
went
did
and
it is
copied
weird. Because I think about how hard it is to go make keys. Not hard, but like
not.
It is
mentally
annoying.
hard. Like we'll go months like needing extra keys.
We do that too.
And we'll go get them. And here's somebody that had it for one day. Was like, I'm getting a key made.
Yeah, right.
You know, so she was definitely an opportunist on that. You know, doing it that quick. So
I agree with that. Yeah, I mean,
She
she
should have
probably
asked.
shouldn't. Yeah, she probably should have asked or shouldn't have done it.
yeah,
They've only been dating for 10 months.
Yeah, 10 months is a long time.
it's a long time.
Yeah,
I'd give a key out in 10
But
months.
they're not
for
living
sure.
together.
They basically
I'm not
are.
saying he shouldn't give her access to his house.
Just
Well, he's
but
already
to
done
do
that.
it,
talk
yeah,
about it first.
but to do it
Yeah.
behind his back, I think is
Is it is it
sus.
enough to break up? Probably not.
no, it's enough to be like that's a
It's
little
definitely
bit
odd.
worrisome.
it depends. Is that like the 15th thing she's done that makes you question it, or is
Right.
this the first?
Well, this is the first story he's written about her.
Most, I mean, most likely he just has an apartment that's probably close by her work,
Right.
and so she's like, "This is really convenient." I hate to ask every time, you
Sure.
know, and so not, you know, so I don't think she had anything
Bad intention.
bad intentions,
Right.
but yeah, you can't just copy someone's key to their house.
But what if she uses that key because he works night shift to come in the morning and just give him the best sex he's had before his day starts? Like copy every key, copy
For
all
sure,
the keys
copy
you
away.
have.
Yeah, copy my key.
No, I think
Our code is 7.
Yeah. Kendall's like, don't forget about me. I'm over here too.
After we got robbed, we went with the electric key.
Yeah?
We did.
It's been great.
What's an electric key?
I mean, well, the keypad. Like now you just type it
Oh.
in, so we don't ever have to have a key.
It's great.
Somebody
I thought
needs
about
in.
doing that too
It's
for us.
great.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Except for that one time it didn't work when we had the snow machine
Oh, that's right.
outside.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been great.
Yeah, I think I think
Okay, well, he's saying,
he wrote
am
it.
I the asshole for being put off by her doing this?
I mean, here's the thing. I don't think you're the asshole for being put off by
No.
anything that happens in a relationship. Like, if you feel like weird about something in a relationship, you don't have to justify it with the internet to say, yes
Yeah.
or no. You've given her a lot of access to your life already by giving her the temporary keypad, by saying, hey, you can come use my apartment whenever you're like close by or whatever as an office space. Like, you've already given her a lot. And 10 months is a long time. You're not the asshole for that. But like, she's the asshole for not having permission.
You can't copy somebody's house key and
Without
not
telling
ask
them.
Yeah.
No, that's
you just
fucked
can't.
up.
Like if anybody did, I mean, maybe not like an immediate family member, but like if you were going over to feed like someone's cats, like say we came over to feed your dog
Yeah.
or cats
Yeah.
when you guys are gone, and we made a
Fair.
copy of your house
And then
key, you'd be
didn't
like,
tell you.
yeah.
And then one day we were like, oh, yeah, wait, no, we have a copy of a
Don't worry
key
about
to your house. You'd
Honestly,
be like,
I wouldn't care. You guys, I wouldn't care, honestly.
well, I understand
No,
that
I
too,
know. But
but-
like, you
Yeah.
also wouldn't have done it behind my back.
Of course not.
That's the thing. Like, she
Yeah,
did it
right.
behind
She
his
should've just
back.
asked.
She should have
Yeah.
just asked. Because I feel like this isn't even a conversation. If she asks and then he says no, well, then that's a conversation. Because now he's got to be like, whoa. She's got to be
Right.
like, well, why wouldn't you want me to have your
yeah.
key? You know, like, clearly she didn't feel comfortable enough asking him this. That's why she did it behind it.
Can
Because
I
otherwise
keep-
she would
Yeah, she would say, can I keep this key?
Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would have just did it.
Yeah.
She did not feel comfortable enough asking him for this.
Yeah.
That's why she did it behind his back. And I think that's a problem.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think, Lon?
Yeah, I mean, he was gonna find out
Yeah, when she
that,
showed
well,
up.
that it wasn't like his spare key anymore.
Right.
Right. Yeah, he had a spare
And
key and she's coming in the
Did
door.
she think he was just not gonna
Yeah, that's
be
a
like,
good
wait, you don't have my
question.
spare key anymore?
Like he has a ring, you know he has a ring camera, you can see it.
Yeah, unless she was planning. The only way this is acceptable is if she was like planning something, like he's got a birthday coming up and she needs to get into decorate or something like that. You know, like, I'm giving her a
Yeah,
lot of
you're
I'm giving her a lot of
yeah.
credit for this.
For sure.
But you can't just do that.
no, that's bizarre. That's bizarre to do to anybody, let alone,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. You can't. Yeah, because again, I think if she would have felt comfortable enough doing it,
Yeah.
she would have just asked him, and he would have said yes. And that
Yeah,
would have been
totally.
that.
And I think she probably knew that.
Interesting.
Because like
From a woman's perspective.
yeah, like okay.
If a man
so-
gives you his key and you don't feel comfortable enough asking him to make a copy of it, would you still make the copy of it, knowing that
No.
he may not say yes?
No, there's no chance. Like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna make a copy of somebody's key.
Yeah.
Like, if I guess if I can put myself in that sort of desperate situation, you're already there. Like, what are you doing?
Right, yeah.
Do you know how hard it is to find somebody that works at Home Depot to get a key made?
No, they have a machine.
He's not
now. They have a
wrong.
machine.
You do it yourself?
Yeah, you do
Yeah,
it
Okay.
yourself.
but it still sometimes doesn't
Yeah.
work.
I'd lose a finger if
And
I
then
did
you
it
gotta-
myself.
No, it's just you. It's like a gumball machine. You put the key in and it just makes it and it drops another key out.
I think you're making that up.
No, tell him, Lon.
That's how
Sounds
we
like
got our house
sorcery.
broken
I've always
into.
had to get
I'm
someone.
kidding.
Let
Yeah.
me give you.
I think
my
Derek's
key.
making keys for
I'll
people's
give you-
houses.
Yeah, I am.
Sounds
In my backyard,
weird.
I could just get a file and a lot of effort. Yeah, you're not the asshole
No.
being put off by it. Because the
No.
more I try to justify it, the more it's probably she shouldn't have a key.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
It's a little weird. I don't think this is necessarily like a break-up-able offense.
I don't think so either. But it's definitely a
Definitely a
conversation.
But you have a conversation.
It's a suspension. She's going to
It's
have a
a
3-day
suspension.
suspension.
3 days.
Yeah. Give
3
me your
days.
key.
Yeah.
Give me all the keys you
Give
made.
me all the
'Cause she
keys
didn't
that
just
you
make
made.
one.
She didn't make one.
She didn't make
That's a
one.
good point.
Oh, that's a great point.
That's I didn't even think about it until I said it.
Shit, there's now there's no way for him to know.
Well,
Change-
there is. He could change the law.
Change
Yeah.
your locks.
Well, I still wouldn't know though.
Right.
If
she had it.
but
Could you imagine?
yeah.
Someone just has unlimited access to your apartment.
Wait, do you know that when we moved out of our apartment, that our landlord never changed the locks, and they had like 6 different, because we moved up the street, so we knew like that there was people moving in and out of there for a couple years.
You're like, here's some keys.
We
Wait,
had to
I'm not
we
even
had to rent-
joking.
we had to show the place. We had to rent the
She
place.
never changed the locks.
We gave them our keys.
I had a key to somebody else's apartment, and so did half of our family
Yeah.
for like 6 years before somebody else bought that apartment building. We could have
Wow.
just went in and did whatever we wanted.
And not that
And
you
we did.
would have.
We did.
Of course I wouldn't have.
We did.
I mean, once. No, I'm kidding.
We did
Some
once.
people
Yeah.
would.
I went.
Yeah, I
and
know. Yeah.
We just
I went and
showered
introduced
there.
myself to the neighbors, and I was like, "I have a key. If you need anything, let me know."
Call us. Yeah.
That's wild. I often think about that because we don't. It's always a hassle to get keys made.
Totally.
Like it's
That's
just, it's not even a hassle to get it made because it's so easy because there's a
Seems
machine
like-
now.
it seems
Regardless,
like a hassle.
regardless if Mike believes it or not, there's a machine.
Derek
now.
talks about this machine.
But-
We've never seen it.
I will Google it when we're done with this. But the thing is, like, you have to go there, and it feels like a chore to go there to
Yeah.
get a key made. Like there was times when we were leaving for vacation, and I told Alana, I was like, "Did you get the key made?" So that because her cousin takes care of her cats, like, "Did you get the key made? Did you get the no? Did you get the key made? No. Did you get the key made?
So
no."
hard.
It's so hard. And then like the day before we left, she's like, "I gotta go get the key. And there's rush hour." I'm like, "That's your you knew for 3 weeks we were leaving."
I'm just sitting at home, like looking at the key, trying to like recreate all those cuts in a key, like by hand.
Smile.
Can't we
Filing it
pick it? Can't we pick the
himself.
lock? You ever
Yeah.
see somebody do a lock pick? It's pretty incredible. And if you're here right now, you picked the lock to our heart. And they each get weirder every week.
And we thank you.
And we thank you for that because this episode has been a lot. And it's been a lot. Now that I think back on it, it's been a lot.
Been a lot.
But you've been here. And we appreciate that. And if you're here right now, please rate, review, and subscribe anywhere podcasts are available because we appreciate it. The show continues to grow. And we're so grateful for that because we really have a fun time doing it. And we really appreciate you guys laughing with us and all that fun stuff because we have been Bad Potato Salad.
And you've been served Derek's mustache.
Oh, nah, I probably have to shave it now.